How's everybody doing? This is League of Legends commentary coming at you from Hue City. Check us out. Just me doing a short, quick commentary on Blitzcrank and his early laning game abilities, and also just a little bit of discussion on him in general, summoner spells, how they you should use them and stuff like that. On my team here with me, I got WNX Ornoth as Shen. I got Pantheon as Stables King, and Nunu, who is Gaveski. All three are friends of mine. Awesome crew to play with. All part of the Hue City crew. Alright, with Blitzcrank, I am rolling summoner spells of Teleport and Clarity. And Clarity on him more for early game. Because he definitely does use a lot of mana, especially this rocket grab. That's 140 mana per, so that's a ton early game. And then teleport I use for situations. Obviously, teleport is useful. Just cover different towers. You can be anywhere on the map as long as you have minions there, something like that. A big thing that I use it for, though, too, with Blitzcrank, it's really helpful if somebody is tower diving, something like that. You tele in, they start to try and run away or something. You pull them back, and they're kind of screwed. So that's always good. Here we go. I'm laning with Stables King bottom, which is a really good lane combo with him. Basically, any lane combo that has some sort of like stun or something like that is going to be really good with Blitzcrank, just because the combo of your own rocket grab and stun is good. With Blitzcrank early game laning phase, you're going to want to let the other team push. That's generally kind of what you're going to want to do anyways, unless they don't have a jungler and you have a team that can communicate really well. But yeah, you just want to let them push and then just wait for the right opportunities, patience, try out and use that rocket grab, and then your E, the power fist, pop them up right in front of your turret, get some easy kills. The Renekton on the other team here made that really easy this game. Generally, or I'd at least hope, they wouldn't be this easy, because this Renekton basically just came in, gave us first blood, and then ran straight back up to another pull. But it's a nice game because it just shows, like, the power of his pull. When you do the rocket grab, you do it from the right arm, and that actually can affect the grab. Not obviously huge, but it does a tiny bit. So with this game, it's from the right grab. So either if I'm going to be pulling up in this area, I'm going to be and more like if you're facing them, it'll just be a straight shot, and it would be just straight out from the arm like this. But what I end up doing here is I'm down here bottom, turned a little bit, and the Renekton, as you'll see, is standing right next to a minion, and it almost seems like the fist could have hit the minion, but because it's from my right arm bottom, and I just barely clicked more to the right side of him, it does a nice grab. And it's just like little things like that you notice. Obviously, like I said, not like a huge deal at all. But here we go. You see him standing right next to the minion here. Just wait for the proper moment. Pull him in. Pantheon does this stun, and there's the first blood. Simple and easy. With his arm grabs, like I said, they do cost a lot of mana. So if you don't have clarity, they're gonna cost a lot in the beginning. So you don't want to just spam them out all the time. But definitely don't be hesitant. Like if you don't do a grab, you're not gonna land them. Fast forward here to the next one. The Renekton, like I said, wasn't the brightest person. He pretty much just came straight back and got grabbed again. And this time I had my power fist, which just made it even more easy. But you'll see him just run up again. That's another thing. If you're playing against the Blitzcrank and you're pushing, try not to get caught. Always be standing behind one of your minions. It's just the easiest way, because he obviously will grab the minion. But here it is, just opening, pop up, face of play. Blitzcrank isn't too complicated, as you can see. It's just simple. Grab him and you go. It does obviously take some practice, but once you get it down, it's really fun and satisfying to pull somebody straight into your turret and just get that easy of a kill. Blitzcrank's job, I feel like, after the laning phase, obviously, and you're just trying to farm, team fights wise, you're trying to disrupt the other team. Basically, you have an AoE ult that silences everybody. You have a pop-up stun and a grab. So basically, you're trying to disrupt the other team, try and get to their carry, silence, you know, the team as many people as you can, and pop them up, mess them up, pull, you know, somebody particular away from the team. It's always a good initiator, obviously, because if you grab that one person and your whole team jumps on them and annihilates them, the other team is immediately in a 4v5 situation. So, you know, that's Blitz's job. And you can build him a couple different ways. You can build him straight tank because he is pretty beefy. Personally, I like going a mix of kind of like a cooldown reduction tank build. It just allows you to have pretty much your E and W open at all times. When you have your W at level 5 on cooldown, you pretty much can run around the map with that speed boost on 24/7 if you have enough mana, which is really nice. Pretty simple and basic from that point of view. Alright guys, as we skip ahead here, just wanted to show you a part where the teleport comes in very good use for Blitzcrank. Like I said, somebody tower dies, you know, your team's getting chased down or something. As you can see up here, my team is in a bit of a brawl with them. So Gage GC running here, unfortunately. Oh, alright, he does get away. Our Shen does a nice taunt, taunting all of them, but now Shen's getting chased. So I start to tally up here, and as Shen's getting chased, you know, the entire team is below half health, they want him hard. Tally in, grab, pop up, and that turned from a bad situation to a good situation for us because of the tally on Blitzcrank, which is pretty nice. Talk about his build a little bit. I generally, every game, get a first, I start off with a regrowth pendant. Like I said, he's a slightly beefier guy. So by getting a regrowth pendant and a mana potion, that just ups your survivability in the lane a lot. I don't have really any problems health-wise. I step back for, you know, a couple seconds. My health regens very nicely. That also goes pretty nicely if you put the points in defense. And do the 3 that give you more health regen based on your mana. And then with the clarity, I have no mana problems, which is really nice early game. That goes into a Philosopher's Stone, which then I put into Australia's Reverie. That just gives health regen and mana regen. And I absolutely love the unique passive on it, the active. When you activate it, it gives your entire team like an adrenaline shot of speed for 3 seconds. Really useful for chasing, or if you are trying to get away, you know, your teammates trying to get away and they're not fast enough. That combined with Blitz's W makes him extremely hard to run from or chase. Love it on him. Boots, I change it up from game to game, but my 3 for him are the Boots of Lucidity, Boots of Swiftness, and Merc Treads. Like if the other team's extremely CC heavy, then Merc Treads. The Boots of Swiftness just makes him extremely fast. And then the build also helps, it depends. I usually definitely go Frozen, get a Frozen Shield with him, and Frozen Heart. Because it's lots of mana, some armor, and cooldown reduction. If you can get Blitz up to around 30% or more cooldown reduction, like I said, his W, the span of it will end, and your cooldown will be done on it. Here you can see I have about 4 seconds left with no cooldown reduction, so you just get a little bit of that, and you're set to go. Lich Bane is pretty good on him. Building him a bit tanky is also good. Like I said, I generally go my core. I always get Australia's Reverie. The boots, obviously. Definitely get a Frozen Shield. That's really good. Just the mana cooldown. Obviously, and then, you know, it's situational too. If you need a tank and you're kind of one of the only beefy people, go more tanky. But if you have a game like this game where we have a Nunu and a Shen, so our team is pretty beefy, I can go a bit more damage heavy, get like, you know, Lich Bane, like I said, that works well with him. Stuff like that. One last thing I wanted to talk about with Blitzcrank is his passive. His passive, I love his passive. His passive, basically, once you hit below, I think it's 20%, yep, 20% health, 50% of your mana is turned into a shield, which is just awesome once you start getting low. If you build any sort of mana item on him and you get below 20%, you really see the difference, which is why, once again, I love the Frozen Shield, Frozen Heart on him, because that gives you cooldown reduction, which is amazing on Blitz, gives nice armor, and then lots of mana. You know who doesn't love mana people, obviously. You see, if you build any sort of mana on him, this shield can be pretty damn big. But you get to 20% and that shield pops up, and you can see it'll hit over half, HP. It's like you're back up, and the cooldown on it is pretty low. It's nothing, too big or strenuous. Nice passive. Just some final tips with playing him. I'm not sure if you guys noticed there, but that you saw that other team's Pantheon drop on us and do his ult, and what I ended up doing was the second I saw him land, I blew my ult, which silenced him, which I believe allowed our Sivir to get away. She was low health, and if he had been smart, he would have focused her and gotten a kill by the turret, but I silenced him the instant he dropped, so he wasn't able to really get off his full combo. Just little stuff like that, you learn as you play with Blitz. He's a nice guy to play. I like him. He's not too super complicated. Takes a little bit of time, some learning to get him down. But once you get him down, he's extremely fun to play. I think he's pretty viable overall on the team. Just nice to have. He deals out a fair bit of damage. He's pretty beefy, and is really good at disrupting or singling out targets. So I guess that's all for now. Tell me if I missed anything. Critique me. It's all good. Try not to be too harsh. I'm very sensitive. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.